70 to 2015. Definitely, this is posing a great threat for air pollution as well as the global warming. So, a rise of around 58% in NOx emission was recorded back in 2015. So, a 42% increase in ammonia emissions. The second one is transport, and that 62% increase from 2002 to contributing 41% to overall NOx emissions in 2015. And the underlying losses with reference to health, with reference to challenges to environment, ecosystems, and water resources, and climate change as a whole. So, building sector has shown consistent growth in its nitrogen-based emissions. Similar case like ammonia, and then nitrous oxide emissions by industries also grew by around 30 to 49%. These emissions trends highlight that current policy efforts have so far not been able to stabilize and reduce nitrogen emissions. So this is the point of consideration. So Pakistan, as I mentioned in my earlier slides, is making a lot of efforts that how to overcome these issues associated with the sustainable use of nitrogen and increasing efficiency, reducing Pakistan. Pakistan. So this, thank you very much. And future plan and International Nitrogen Initiative and South Asian Nitrogen Hub. And then Pakistan is also processing its nomination for focal point to UNEP Nitrogen Working Group. And then previously that discussion on tabling the third resolution on sustainable nitrogen management is under discussion on the government side here in Pakistan. This draft is mainly we are attempting to make it more national action plan focused and also technology transfer focused, and to come up with innovative and additional finances. As I mentioned earlier, that nitrogen is such an important dimension that it covers all the multilateral environmental agreements. So we can mobilize even the finances under the overall umbrella of all these conventions and protocols, including the Green Climate Fund, Global Environment Facility.
And of course, the need for continuation and expansion of the monitoring activities that are currently being conducted. And as we aim to develop a national action plan on nitrogen in the near future, it is vital to have a strong baseline to identify the target sectors, issues, and the feasibility of potential actions as well. It is also important to consider the context of the country, which is in many ways quite different from other South Asian countries. Recommended adopting existing policies and measures to address nitrogen in general, but also a need for targeted efforts for different stakeholders. One group in particular, farm animals in the local language. It is also important to have concrete data from within the country to be presented to stakeholders and policymakers in order to incentivize and justify action on the issue. All of the aforementioned measures will require strong collaboration from different ministries, institutions, and stakeholders, also worth exploring in order to and organizations such as the South Asian Nitrogen Hub, as well as our neighboring countries.
Thank you so much. Discussion too long, and just take a few. What you've exciting. It means that 20 other people are also on, sir. So don't be embarrassed. Ask.
Sustainable nitrogen management book that Minister of Environment produced in 2019 with respect to the resolution that you had. One question that I want to ask was regarding the waste, the 20% or 80% waste. How was it calculated? Was it based on a crop or was it based on a barren land? If it's based on a crop, what is the...
The first scale was global scale, and we looked at the nitrogen budget for the whole world in a report called Our Nutrient World, produced for the United Nations Environment Programme. So we looked at all of the nitrogen compounds that are being produced, and then we looked at actually how much gets into food and other uses, particularly livestock products and crop products. And if we look at the nitrogen at a global scale of how much gets there compared to how much we've made, we got around 20%. But that's, of course, a big global view. And what was very interesting was to see the graphs from Dr. Azhar with, interestingly, on a crop scale, some quite low numbers. And I think this is where I pass over to look at the crop scale to Dr. Aziz.
So, on the crop scale, particularly when discussing the Pakistan's perspective, the current nitrogen use efficiency is about 27 to 30%, which was 53%. But most of the cases, I think, if you see for the global, it's around 50% for the crop sector. So 20% is from field to the fork. It's the whole story, livestock sector, crop sector, anything. It's 20%. But when you discuss only for the crop sector, it may vary among country to country. For Pakistan, it's currently about 30%.
So this, sorry, can I ask a follow-up question? This 30% is from the farm to fork?
No, only the crop sector.
I see, so the production component only. Production.
So, can I follow up your point, Dr. Budi? So if you said 30% for just the crop, and if you went to the full chain in Pakistan, do you have an estimate yet?
It's not yet.
Yet to be calculated, but it will be a smaller number. Yeah, very good. And let's see if we have a follow-up question. Dr. Budi. This is your opportunity to ask the embarrassing question that you said, I don't understand this about nitrogen, because you can have the free of charge with food. Okay, oh yes, there's a hand over there. So the lady with the hand up, thank you so much.
Hi, thank you for your presentation. I am Sakura Takahashi from Children and Youth Major Group from Japan. And I'm from Japan, so Japan is not is proactively working in the sustainable nitrogen management, and what is important to encourage other countries in other regions to participate in the nitrogen management and promoting in different areas.
Thank you. I think we should pass to some of our South Asian colleagues for that. Maybe Professor Ramesh, you'd like to go first.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for a very interesting question. Why South Asia? The nitrogen issue is a global issue, not only for the South Asia. What we understand from our research, from our emission results, the South Asia is an hotspot in terms of the emissions. When you look at the NOx emission, when you look at the nitrous oxide emissions, the concentrations are much higher when compared to the other parts of the region. So we have taken the South Asia region as a research project and we are looking at it. And after the NEA resolution, the UNEP has invited the member countries to have a global initiative on the nitrogen working group. The last 1 year, I think 78 countries. Last week we had a meeting at Nairobi, and 78 countries participated in the working group, looking at how the national action plan. Each country has an action plan for nitrogen, and how the national action plan can be prepared, how this can be monitored over a period of time, and we have to report back to the NEA 6 next year. So this is a global problem, and India, because South Asia being a place where we are here, and we are also having higher emission, we are looking at in the much more seriously this issue. You just do one sector and talking about agriculture. I'll be as an ocean scientist. I'll be looking at our coastal zone where we have a huge problem of eutrophication. The amount of nutrient pollution which is going into the ocean. We have a huge amount of nitrogen pollution which causes the fish kills, which have a lot of algal blooms are happening, and we do have the dead zones. These dead zones are not only happening in these countries, it is happening even in the developed world. For example, look at the Gulf of Mexico, where the entire Mississippi River basin, where it goes to the Mississippi Delta, there is a huge amount of dead zone, which they are trying to look at the nitrogen pollution. How do you make it, the dead zones make it alive? So, I hope I answered your question.
Yeah, in addition, please go ahead.
Yeah, in addition, why South Asia? South Asia has a population of 1.9, you can say, million people. About billion people, sorry, 1.9 billion people. So about 25% of the population living just on about 4. South Asia is already under severe pressure. And second, the main because in the next, I think 2050, about 50% of the population from South Asia will be urban population. So urbanization is a great challenge as well. It's opportunity as well, but it has a lot of other challenges. So we are more concerned. We need.
I'm looking at Ms. Deepa Lianaga from the Prime Minister's office. It's a pleasure to have you here, and worked so hard together on that Colombo Declaration. We were so happy that 30 countries joined, 14 countries signed that declaration, and of course that then was followed up by the second resolution, where all the countries of the world, 192 countries, is universally adopted. This is really a moment to celebrate that achievement, and if you ask, whatever happened to the Colombo Declaration is moving forward. The whole world is moving now, and we're waking up to grasp this nitrogen challenge, not just South Asia, but the rest of the world. And with that comment, I think this microphone is a bit funny, but pass over now to Ms. Prempi Alexander to close this session.
Thank you, Professor. Esteemed delegates, ladies and gentlemen, as we bring this impactful gathering to a close, I want to express our profound appreciation for the distinguished individuals and institutions that have played a crucial role in making today's event both meaningful and significant. Firstly, my heartfelt gratitude to Dr. Nazir Ahmed, Minister of Environment, Government of Sri Lanka, and Dr. Anil Jayasekara, Secretary of the Ministry of Environment, Government of Sri Lanka, for gracing this